Radio.
It's absurd.
Welcome to Shit Radio, an unrefined podcast for the everyman. Well, gentlemen, we got a heck of a show planned this evening. Fully loaded. We have Liars, we got Wasted, and we have Franz.
Yo.
We got a few topics to talk about tonight. First topic of the evening is going to be discussing Guns N' Roses' new drummer. So, Liars, you were the one really watching the old Facebook and reporting on this, and I know Franz has got a little more intel on it. So, you want to give us an update on what's going on in the world of Guns N' Roses?
Well, it appears as after 19 years, the drummer Frank Ferrer has left Guns N' Roses. I guess the split was amicable. They put a joint statement out on Facebook. I just happened to be on Facebook when the Guns N' Roses put their post up, and so I went to badapplesforum.com and created a thread there. And it looks his replacement is a fella by the name of Isaac Carpenter. He formerly played in, notably played with Duff McKagan in Duff's Loaded. So I don't know much about the guy, but I'm willing to give him a chance. He seems like a decent drummer. I saw him play It's So Easy with Duff's Loaded. Seems to be the popular clip going around, is that during one of Duff's shows, I think it was at Download Festival over in England, they played It's So Easy, and he did it sounded good. So I got nothing but good things to say. Like, congratulations to Isaac Carpenter. You got a pretty good gig going now.
All right, well, friends, you got a little more intel on this. I guess you, by being a member of a Discord by the name of GNR Evening News, run by a carny of sorts, a man who partakes in professional wrestling, run by that gentleman, but another individual on that site actually broke the news. Can you give us a little more intel on what's going on?
Yes, because I was in that server, and also Walker is in there. Just keep calling him Walker. I'm not sure. I think he wants to be called Madeline right now, but yeah, just call him Walker so we all know who it is. Yeah, he broke the news actually right before it happened, and he also already knew who the new drummer was going to be. And apparently he also said that Frank wasn't allowed to, wasn't able to perform these songs in the studio, and he missed the studio date, and they couldn't really record with him. He was a good live drummer, but in the studio he was horrible. Apparently, I don't know. So they sacked him, and he also said that they did some auditions with Brain and some others like Brent Fiss, but since Duff is how to say it, he's the boss of the rhythm section, so he got to choose first, and he just granted it to his buddy from Loaded back then. So, but in the end, do we care, man? I mean, so fucking what, this drummer? I mean, how many shows are you going? 0?
Yeah.
So there won't be an album, so you will never hear him anyway, right?
Oh well. That was the speculation, right? Is that Frank couldn't perform in the studio, so they got this new fella in who is able to do what they want in the studio. So does that mean an album is on the horizon?
Yeah, but do you?
Hold on, Lars, let me ask you a question.
One less excuse.
Yeah. Well, guys, let me throw this out there. All the releases that we've got since the reunion haven't had Frank on drums. It's all been Brain, but. So Brain was the one who was on Chinese Democracy, so his drumming was good enough then, and his drumming's been good enough for older releases since the reunion, be it Hard School, be it Perhaps, be it The General, be it Absurd. That's all Brain on there.
Absurd.
So now we're hearing Absurd. So now we're hearing from the former Walker, aka Madeline Rose, the individual likes to go by. So I'll call him Madeline. Me and Madeline we get along pretty well. So they're insinuating that Frank couldn't perform. So my question is, why, one, would Brain be, how do I say this? He'd be auditioning for a role he's already had. That's kind of odd. That's a little suspect if you ask me. Another thing would be if all these songs that are getting released are just the old Chinese Democracy leftovers, be it Atlas Shrugged, be it Monsters, be it possibly Seven, which I believe might be State of Grace. We'll find out on that one. It could be wrong. I've swung and missed before. Oh my God. All these have already had Brain on drums. So why are they bringing in a new drummer now?
That's a touring drummer.
Yeah, he's a touring drummer, but like, why would they use the excuse of, hey, we need somebody to come in to do studio recordings? Because if they
fuck up being late, maybe, I don't know, man.
They say that though. I'm not sure they said that.
Yeah, well, listen. Here's the deal. If Madeline, aka Walker's putting it out there, I tend to believe the individual. They have a pretty good track record on reporting this stuff. They have an inside source that God knows how they got it, but they have one. And them saying that this is what's going on.
Changed it on Wikipedia already a week before. Did you notice that? And you saw it heavily edited. And I think he's... Yeah,
I did enjoy the name. I got to respect that. That's a tip of the cap. That's a GNF and R move. I respect that a lot.
What happened?
So the name on the Wikipedia that edited it and put in the Isaac Carpenter as the drummer of GNR, the editor's name was Downsy Lies, which if that was Madeline, tip of the cap to you. That's a hell of a troll, and we all know you love the troll, so that's pretty damn funny. But my point is this, and you guys are kind of brushing it over. Brain's already been the guy who's recorded these originally. If they're just re-releasing stuff that, we expect them to release, with Slash and Duff on there, why do they need a new drummer? Why are Slash and Duff not just putting over, pasting over their bass guitar and their lead guitar like they've been doing on the last ones?
I've also heard that it's about, picked up that it's about money and how he pays actually Frank. And he demanded more money or something, and yeah, that was also a story I couldn't believe. That's
Frank's 58.
Well, I have a theory too that Team Brazil was actually getting funded by USAID, the US aid program, and once Trump cut that off, they're like, Frank, sorry, you're not getting paid for by the government anymore, buddy.
Yeah, who knows? But
who fucking here's another.
Anyway, so if that, imagine there would be an album. They have now 5 songs out. They all suck, man. Do you need that album? No. Do you gonna hear this?
Yeah, I'd take it. Why not? But here's the fun thing, guys. I don't know.
And I will show you tonight that it will be ear canceling compared to the top 10.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. But hold on a second, there, Sally. Let me get this out. One thing you guys aren't realizing now. Frank gone. Does that mean 1 in a million's back and possibly going on the set list?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Also, like I said, man, they should have taken Phil Collins because he looks just as dead as this band is.
Oh, that's mean.
Why?
That's just mean. Poor Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins. How dare you, sir? He's been in Miami Vice and the Grand Theft Auto series. Phil Collins is a happy place for me, you rap ass, and I'm not going to let you ruin that.
Have you seen him lately?
No, but how old is Phil Collins? He's got to be in his late 70s.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's already dead, but he doesn't know it yet. I don't know. But anyway, it's nothing but good about Phil, man. Really, honestly, he's a very good drummer. But
here's the deal. Frank's gone. Frank sucked, okay? From 2006 on when he toured, everyone said he sucked. On Bad Apples Forum, we had a whole thing about us hating Frank as a drummer. Not because he's black, not because of his political views, this and that. He just was a fucking horrible drummer. The guy couldn't play worth a shit. He was always out of tone. And the fact that they didn't go, hey, you know what would make the fans happy? Let's bring Matt Sorum in. Let's bring Adler in. Hey, how about this? We let Adler play the Appetite songs, which we know he can still play. We'll have Sorum play the Use Your Illusion song. And one of the fucking guys can figure out how to play the Chinese Democracy songs. I mean, the fact that they fucked over Adler again, and they fucked over Matt Sorum again, and they put in Dust Boy, that's just fucked up. And Axl wanted to have 3 guitars, supposedly, when they started this whole reunion thing. Dave Kushner, what the fuck, man? Poor guy.
Hey, did you saw the picture of Sorum when this news broke? Sorum put a picture on Twitter of himself, so like looking into the camera, like, "Hey, I'm here." Did you see that?
I saw that.
Well, that's what I originally thought, man. Like, they're going, they're nostalgia act. They're full pissed.
They were so pissed off. And you see in the comments, how did I show you that picture where Beta was defending the decision because people were like, "Fucking bring back Sorum and Adler," like massively on the page. I don't know where, Facebook, I think.
I thought they took away her social media after she got wine drunk and started fighting with Susan.
Man, she was going insane again, basically insulting fans. And also Yarmo posted it, this new slogan of this this new tour. What's it again? You don't get what you want, or what you want is not always what you get. That's what he said.
That's what it is. Yeah.
To the people that were demanding for Sorum more.
Well, if a badass
gonna happen.
Well, if a badass like Yarmo's telling us, what we should like in music, because when I think about Guns N' Roses and hard rock, I think about Yarmo. I go, that's the guy I want to take fucking music advice from. He knows the pulse of what hard rock is and what real man music is fucking Yarmo. Yeah, that's the guy right there.
I love still.
Good Lord.
He accepted Slash right after the news broke when the reunion came.
Oh, it's utter ridiculousness. But the fact that they're just ignoring Sorum, they're ignoring Adler. Even Brain, like Facekicker did a funny post where, he was just talking, pretending to be, as Axl writing thing. Like, oh, yeah, so I told Frank, no more money, haha. The gift from Scarface there, just about the laughing. I mean, and then he made Brain, audition. Like, how the fuck do you go to Brain and go, hey, man, you've been with the band since 2001, and you were on Chinese Democracy, this and that. We need you to audition for this role. Yeah. Like, he's already done a world tour and was pretty damn decent. Like,
do you think it would be a good idea when Brain and Melissa are both in the band? They have a relationship, right?
Is that still going on? I know it was in the past. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Did Brain really want to do the tour?
Yeah, that's what I think. Does Brain really want to do? Like, I think that he's quite happy being behind the scenes, doing what he does and what he has been doing for the last 20 years, because he's been there, and everybody knows that Brain is still part of the organization. So I think I don't think this whole thing about him auditioning, I think it was more of him probably saying, hey, I don't really want this. Also, give it to somebody else.
When you
know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. True, it could be. But I also saw the statement of Frank Ferrer about him leaving. You could read in between the lines that he was kicked out, right? Because he said, big disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
But the chapter ends here. So it's probably, he definitely didn't go on its own. So, yeah.
Now, how does that affect Richard? Because isn't Richard and Frank in like their own little band too, separate from Guns N' Roses?
Daisies or something.
Pisser?
They were in Dead Daisies together, so that was maybe the connection. But Axl didn't fire anybody, did he? When everybody left. Like DJ Aspar was asked, Axl wanted DJ to stay, but he just he kind of quit.
Well, they're all contracted employees, Wasted. Like, each one of them, they all work for Axl. Like, they're not like official members of the band. Like, I'm sure Slash and Duff have a different type of agreement, worked in there. But when you talk about Melissa, you talk about Frank, you talk about Richard, you talk about Dizzy, they're just contract employees. They get paid a certain amount for every show they play. That's all they get. They get no residuals, nothing like that.
Axl didn't really fire anybody when Slash and Duff came. They all quit on their own. They all stepped aside. So Axl didn't really. I don't know if Axl actually fired Frank, or did his contract run out?
He did fire Gilby Clarke, right?
Yeah, he fired Gilby's ass.
He fired Matt, didn't he?
No, Matt quit.
Oh, Matt quit.
Matt quit. He fired Adler. He fired Gilby.
I don't think Gilby's contract ran out.
I'm trying to think of anyone else.
The tour is almost starting, and they announced they're gonna do a whole new thing, sort of. So, but they can't. I mean, nothing can be.
A new drum solo.
Yeah,
like Carpenter does crazy drum solos.
I'm planning to go one show only this time around because I'm done with it. I think. I mean, yeah.
If they come to where I live, I'll go. I mean,
they come.
I've always said that if they come here, I go. Like, that's just the way it is.
It's weird.
I've never missed them.
Okay, yeah, they skipped the Netherlands this year, probably because they were moved to a smaller venue last time. So I don't know, but yeah, in Germany they have a few dates that are close to me. I'm going to one. Yeah, hopefully get a glimpse of Locomotive still, but yeah, last chance, I guess.
Well, I think if they as long as Duff and Slash are happy, then they may go in the studio and record some new music. So
yeah, but
I mean, if they didn't like Frank,
so I don't need to hear it actually.
Do you think Axl's doing new vocals?
I don't. You can just fake. They've got so much technology now. I don't know if they need to.
On an album, they can make them sound good, I think.
Actually, just go in and sing, and then they'll make it sound okay. Well, like what was that song? Love to Love. I mean, that's a new vocal, isn't it?
Yep.
would be
sort of all right. It'll do. But if Duff and Slash don't want to record with Frank in the studio, then they'll never. Now they don't have their excuse. They've got the band they want, so they should write some songs.
Yeah.
Guys, the only thing that could be even better than all this happening right now, Frank leaving the band, Richard leaves the band, and he's replaced by Paul Tobias. That would be the ultimate, just Axl pulling a king move. I'd love it.
Then Slash would quit.
I mean,
Yeah.
Let's go to the classic era.
And then DJ Asher and Tommy would come back.
Did Tobias play on Sympathy for the Devil?
Yes.
Yes. That's the only thing he's played on, right?
Well, he wrote other songs. He wrote Back Off
CD.
Bitch. He wrote some other songs for Guns N' Roses. He wrote a lot on Chinese Democracy. So, I mean, the guy's disappeared. So we're not getting Izzy. I mean, the dream would have been like, okay, guys, here's the great news. Frank's gone. Izzy and Steven are back. So yay! And then everyone we're going to go see a show because it's AFD5. We're not going to get.
I've said this before on the show. I'm pretty sure I've said it before on the show. The perfect opportunity for the AFD5 to get back together is going to be when they do that Black Sabbath tour or Black Sabbath show. I mean, it's a one-off, and they're not going to be doing a full set. Why not get the five of them on stage and do it? Adler could do it. He could keep up. Izzy, it's suited for him. It's a one-off show. Why not? Why not?
Less money than doing a residency.
I don't think that show is about the money though. That's about going for. They're all friends with Ozzy. Everybody's friends with Ozzy. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But it's Ozzy and Black Sabbath. You know what I mean? It's one of the most influential hard rock, heavy metal bands, however you want to classify them, of all time, right? And this is their farewell show, and Guns N' Roses have been invited to perform. So it's not about,
You just say no.
to
You
use
can't say
Izzy's
no.
term,
Get
it's
them
not
fired.
about splitting the loot equally. It's about showing respect and paying homage to one of the greatest bands of all time. So,
Well, Liars, hold on a
stopping
second.
the
I want
five
to
of
correct
them?
something right now.
You should actually
What's
do it
that?
for free.
There's no loot to split. The whole concert's going to hospitals around the world. It's also going to the Parkinson's Foundation because Ozzy has Parkinson's, and I can tell you with a very close family member of mine having Parkinson's, the fact that Ozzy's got the balls to go up on stage and be, the Blizzard of Oz one more time and donate pretty much all the money to hospitals and for Parkinson's research. I got nothing but love and respect for fucking Ozzy, man. That's going to be an amazing show. If you can get to that show, go to that show because the money's going to all the right places. And I tip of the cap to Guns N' Roses for going out there and performing that because I'm pretty sure none of the bands are getting paid. It's all going to charity. So it's one of those things that, it's a good thing.
Did you tell your
that
dad
just
the Parkinson's
reinforces
joke?
my point, right?
I always thought that if they do a Appetite 5 show, then all the shows they do after that, the fans will want the Appetite 5, and they won't go and see the new lineup. That's what I've always thought. Why they didn't just do a one-off is because as soon as they do a one-off, then why don't you just do a tour with Adler? And then everybody will go, this isn't actually Guns N' Roses anymore. We want to see the real tour, or we're not going to go. So then nobody will buy new tickets to see Carpenter and Fortas.
Yeah, but I really don't think that the average fan gives a fuck whether it's Fortas and Carpenter as opposed to Sorum Adler and Izzy, right? It's just going to be the hardcore
And it's all about
fans
the three,
that
right?
are going to, it's all about the big three, exactly. And so it's you're going to get your soccer moms that are going to go see Axl sing Sweet Child of Mine one more time. You know what I mean? They're always going to be people that are willing to go to those shows. It's just, it would be, in my opinion, it would be a treat, and it would be something legit for the real fans of the band since its inception back in 1986. To get them to do this one time, and I don't think it would affect ticket sales going forward.
I don't think
it would be a nice thing to do.
I think they haven't sold out quite yet. In general, I mean, sales were very bad. I heard before already. So, yeah, the tour starts in a month. I think somewhere in May. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and yeah, I don't expect anything from this band anymore. So yeah, then it can.
Well, it should be interesting.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Big fan of how you don't pay your storage locker fees.
There you go.
Yeah.